2025 has to be the best year for Skoda in the Indian market, and for the right reasons. But there is a lot more in store, and we have Ashish with us for a quick, candid and a sort of a serious conversation around a lot of things. First of all, thank you for your time, Ashish.
Thank you so much.
Busy days going for Skoda and in the right way. You have been a brand ambassador and director for Volkswagen for so many years, and now with the same in the same company with Skoda. How does it feel?
No, I think, to be honest, for the first 1 week, I was, I don't know if you have been to our office, but I was so used to turning left on entering the office that first 1 week it was difficult for me to turn right, So it's more of a mindset change. At the end of the day, the basics of the business are similar.
Right.
You have to make sure that your team is behind you, you have to make sure your dealers are behind you, and you have to be laser focused on what needs to be done, and those basics don't change across brands.
Right. And Skoda has its best ever year in the last few months. In fact, in November you were at the 10th spot in terms of sales, and now from 8th to the 7th. You are stepping in also as the brand director. Big responsibility, or how will you take it forward?
I think definitely a big responsibility, and I must be grateful to the organization for trusting me with that responsibility. I think it's a definitive year for Skoda in India. It's a pivotal moment. India is one of the largest markets for Skoda outside of Europe, so it's a big responsibility, definitely. But I think what gives me a lot of confidence also on taking up this responsibility is that the basics of business. I think I know what I'm talking about. Of course, you cannot ever claim that you know everything, but at least the experience that I've had in various functions within and without, outside this group, gives me a little bit of head start.
So Ashish has always been very vocal, even in the past roles with other companies. He's been a very approachable brand head, and that also makes us very nice in terms of approaching him for future questions. Kylaq is a blockbuster, no two ways about it. Quick numbers on the percentage of automatic versus manual, and secondly, smaller towns. I won't call them rural. How are they pushing the sales?
I think if you look at the Kylaq, definitely a blockbuster. If you're looking at numbers for the real sales started from March, we have been averaging around 4,600, 4,700 customer deliveries. Wholesales are much higher, of course. But I think, what we also little bit struggled with at the initial launch of the Kylaq was the mix of the variants. The demand for the variants which we were producing and what was being demanded in the market was very different. So that correction has happened, and with that correction and with the festive season coming up, I do feel that the potential to grow those numbers at least by 25 to 30% on an overall scale. But in terms of distribution between automatics and manuals, at this point of time, I would say manuals are around 55 to 56%, or rather 60% of the Kylaq sales, and automatics are at 40%.
Because the industry standard is much lower for automatics, right?
Yes, definitely. But we have always been a brand which is known as premium, or which is seen as premium, and we have always offered better automatic technology in the market. So customers who are buying into the Kylaq right now are also customers who know the Skoda brand to some extent. So as we go along, as we go forward, the basic DNAs of the brand, the technology that we offer, the European engineering that we offer, the safety which is a given for any Skoda, and the value that we offer will percolate more to more and more customers. And then the adoption of automatics even for the Kylaq will increase.
By the way, all the versions of the Kylaq are there on 91 wheels, and we do promise to give you the best possible offer on the Kylaq, no matter where you are in the Indian market. Moving on, even the Slavia and the Kushaq, great products. Slavia for a sedan is doing good numbers, but don't you feel both the products need a facelift now?
I couldn't agree more.
When do we have some news coming in?
Soon.
That's good thing for Skoda owners out there in the market and Skoda fans as well. If I may ask you, do we see Skoda going electric this year finally?
No, I think, this money more than me, that we have been always wanting to launch the Enyaq in India. We have been showcasing that cars for the last 2-3 years. But I think the policy uncertainty surrounding electrification has been huge, especially for FBUs. Not only electrics, but generally FBUs, there's a lot of uncertainty currently. In that kind of a scenario, it becomes very difficult to take decisions for cars in that price range. It's an ultra competitive, small niche segment, and it doesn't make sense to be taking decisions without having absolute clarity.
So if not electric, do we have good news for this year? We still have 6 months to go.
A lot of good news already this year, Bunny. We had the Kylaq, we had just launched the Kodiaq.
Yes.
So I think those are two big news which are already there in the market. And definitely I'm looking at bringing another global icon this year.
Which could the model be? Let us know in the comment section below. I'll not give the hint right now, but I think you guys will know it better. Moving forward, Ashish, the Kodiaq is doing good numbers within a couple of months of the launch. But do we see Skoda experimenting with a lower spec, maybe a 4x2 variant at under 40 lakh rupees possible?
No, I think, the Kodiaq has established itself as a premium offering from us. And my experience, to be honest, is if you try to devalue a premium product, it just doesn't work. Customers don't accept that. So I would rather stay true to the positioning of the car, offer more value to customers rather than looking at price.
Got it. By the way, we drove the Kodiaq in Mumbai a few weeks back in the night scenario as well as early morning, and then we had a good stint with the Kodiaq off the road. That's a separate video on 91 wheels. Moving forward from cars, we heard about the Skoda Drive Fest. It's kicking off very soon. What is it about?
No, I think, as I said, we are entering a hyper-competitive segment. We are entering a new segment with the Kylaq. And the only way to make customers in that segment experience what Skoda stands for is to make them touch and try and feel the car. So that's why we're going very aggressive on test drives. So this month our target is to touch 60,000 test drives for the Kylaq through our network. So that's the whole objective, to make customers in that segment, in the heartlands of India, experience Skoda.
So that means also new touch points in newer areas?
Definitely. Last year we ended with 260 touch points and we were present in 150 cities. Till May this year, we've already expanded our network to 296 touch points, and we are now present in 169 cities. By the end of the year, our plan is to go to 350 touch points and be present in 200 cities. So that's a huge, ramp up that we are doing in terms of our physical presence as well.
By the way, Skoda's industry coverage has gone up to 1.8%, right?
Yes.
In terms of the coverage in the whole industry. But Ashish also tells me that the same will go up to 2.5% by the end of the year.
Yeah, if all goes well, yes.
If all goes well. Before we end, a couple of more questions. Ashish, you've been new in Skoda right now, for hardly a month, but what do you see as the main point which we want to improve in terms of how Indians perceive the Skoda brand in India?
I think, there are a lot of things that you can do. When you're entering new markets, when you're entering new geographies, when you're entering new segments, there are a lot of things that you have to do. And I can talk about what needs to be improved in the product. I'm a very critical guy in that kind of a sense. So a lot of improvements needed in the product, a lot of improvements needed in our communication, a lot of improvements needed in our dealer network. But I think the biggest focus has to be in terms of addressing the service perception.
Correct. But service point of view, just before we end the video, you have created a new benchmark for the service cost, for the ownership for the Kylaq. It's under 50 paisa per kilometer.
Yeah.
Are you losing money or making money on after sales service support?
No, I think after sales, and Bunny, I don't know if you followed my career, but still a large part of my career has been spent in after sales. Yeah. So in my 25 years, I think more than 15 years actually have been spent in after sales. So for me, after sales has never been about money. After sales has always been about customer experience. If the customer experience is good with you, they will it will be a profitable business.
Plus, a customer is the best possible brand ambassador. Word of mouth works.
So wherever I am with the service team at the dealerships or within internally as well, my simple message is the only number that matters for you is customer satisfaction.
Superb. That's from the main person behind Skoda in the years to come. And by the way, we have a lot of videos on the Kylaq on the website, a single person review, multiple point of view, and other videos. All the links are currently in the description section below. Ashish, thank you once again. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Bunny.
Thank you.